The festival exists since 2000 now. Actually, it came out of work that I was doing, where I was involved in the Montreal Film Festival. I came up with the idea of creating a second event, which was to develop new media in relation to sound and music. Since 2002, the MUTEK Festival started to evolve on its own trajectory.
I think because of MUTEK, people have heard of Montreal, and then there was like a spotlight on the city.
It just was a big discovery, I think, for other countries, you know, to discover all these artists from Montreal. And I think MUTEK is a kind of platform for that also, right?
Absolutely.
One of the underlying drive for establishing MUTEK was also to bring together the Montreal scene, because there was actually a lot of people evolving, each in their own like studio and all that in the late 90s, but I felt that something was lacking in terms of bringing everybody together, and it actually was pretty successful in the early 2001-2 in doing so, not only bringing the Montreal scene together, but even bringing people from Toronto, from Vancouver, from the rest of North America, because they felt something was happening in Montreal and they converged towards this city. We kind of perceived the festival more like a digital culture festival. The way the festival was established was perceived as such a serious event, and I think that's a bit our fault, or it's actually an achievement, because we wanted to distinguish the festival from the club and the rave culture, so we had to give it kind of an envelope of being something that could be taken seriously, and we managed so well that actually we scared a lot of people away.
I was under the impression it was a very, sort of academic crowd, but that night it was just a big party, really, you know.
Part of the process of the festival ever since we started it has been to open up and to say, look, yes, we want it to be taken seriously, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you can't be entertained through it and all that. And this year, I think everything is a bit more open. Like the design is a bit more like playful. The program seems to be perceived as more eclectic, so there's more points of entry for people to kind of get into the festival and take the festival experience.
Sometimes what really excites me and what I look for is to see the Montreal reaction for a specific artist, because it's pretty interesting for us as music passionate to see what's happening in Europe and to see that some artists are really hyped. And then in Montreal, it seems like sometimes it takes forever for the hype to build here for an artist or for a genre or for something. And sometimes some year we see people explode, and it's really wonderful for me to see the Montreal community discovering like an artist that I love. A few years ago, that happened with Thomas Brinkmann. Like the first time he played here, everyone was blown away, and it was such a wonderful experience. And this year, I look forward to see the crowd reaction for Modeselektor at Metropolis.
we feel the festival doesn't belong to us anymore. It's part of Montreal. It helps to define what Montreal is about. So we're trying to expand it as you know, not just a power trip of a few, but bridging out with other partners. And so the festival is kind of, we're seeding things for actually what I call the next cycle. Like, I think next year's the 10th anniversary is both the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, where we don't really want to repeat the last 10 years, but we want to, you know, start evolving towards whatever is needed as whatever the city needs as a vehicle.